What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having an awesome week. Bitcoin market's a little slow. If anybody's, chopping it up in the DeFi market, there's a lot of DeFi coins that are doing awesome. We're gonna do a Bitcoin and Ethereum overview. We're gonna look at the higher time frames, starting at the month, work down to the weekly, and all that great stuff. I'm just going to share this in the Discord right now, as usual. It's been a little bit of time since we've done a live, so I'm excited to be back. Okay, I'll share that in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, make sure to do so. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment so we can keep sharing content with you guys, and you don't miss out on anything important, like some giveaways or some hot news or any trading opportunities. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna actually let's get right into it. So, we're chopping in this channel. I deleted all my lines. I deleted like all my markups because I wanted to do it fresh with you guys, but we are just chopping in this zone right here. I'll draw a quick, we're going to start on the monthly and then we'll work down on the weekly actually. So we are not looking the best on the monthly. We still have a lot of room to, just looking for 26K Water's neck. You're looking at 26K. I actually think the same thing. I'm actually thinking 26K or something like that. I'm looking at the weekly right here. I think that everybody is looking for this like 20K region. Which I don't think that's going to, happen right. Like it's hard to say. I think we may test this area before right here, which is about like 24K. In worst case, about 22K. I don't think we'll actually test our all-time high. Was it the weekly or the monthly? That was Ethereum. So I was looking at an Ethereum trade setup as well, but let's go back to the monthly. It's not looking the best. Like we don't have any sign of, reversal. We don't have any buyer strength right now. Doji, bearish engulfing candle, and we're just making our way further and further along. If we go to the weekly as well, like we're breaking this 50 EMA, which isn't the best thing, because traditionally when you break down an EMA, that's a short trade. There's still 3 days and 10 hours. So I want to see how this week plays out. We may actually end up making a wick like this. I have some other Bitcoin pairs right here that I am going to show you. I just drew like a quick mock-up, and we'll go into that as well, and my my trading strategies for this little chop zone right here, because we're in a channel and I can extend this channel all the way to here like I did on the previous chart. You can just see we're just in this channel. I'm more interested on the right side because that's where the president is, and I'm trying to trade this. So we can go back onto the weekly here. I just want to touch on this. If we break this down, I think a lot of people might get short and start looking for the channel to break down. If this low gets, invalidated, even this one right here, so about 27K, this low right here, or this one, I think we will dip further down. And I'm not eyeing the 20K right away. If I go on the daily, I'm looking for some support and resistance. And this is the next like large area that I'm looking at right here. I don't think 20K would happen, but it's on the tables. We've never retested all-time highs. We've never retested all-time highs, and we've never passed or broken below all-time highs. So, with historical 80-85% pullback on Bitcoin, that would put us at about 16 grand. which would be under all-time highs. So I think that we still have a lot of more juice in this bull run. The fundamentals in the last video I shared on-chain analysis, like Bitcoin's being bought up by exchanges, high net worth individuals, by ETFs, all that great stuff. So let's look on the daily now and into the Bitcoin channel. So how would we trade this? Right now, this is my game plan. You can see right here. So on the 4-hour, I'm going to break it down a little bit more. You know, what am I trying to say? On the 4-hour, you can see the trend more clearly. You can take your shorts and you can actually play the channel. So right here, I use the line chart to find like a medium where I'm seeing a lot of, change of polarity. Like I'm seeing a lot of support and resistance. So this was kind of my point. I had 2 lines here. So this would kind of be the medium for me. Anywhere below, you can start trying to take a long. You can aimlessly take a long, but I wouldn't want to be doing that, because the way it works is you can see that this resistance, or the support, sorry, has been tapped 1, 2, 3, 4. We can count this as 5. This was the first one, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or let's just say 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this right here, the more times the support or resistance gets broken, or tapped, respected, the more likely it is for it to break. So we are seeing less relief bounces, like less of a bigger move to the upside. So you saw this where we came here, bounced right here to the top of the channel, came back down, bounced back to the right of the channel, bounced back down to the upright to the channel. So like this was like heaven for scalpers. 30% moves from both sides, from up and down. 22% actually. 30% move. But now the moves are getting smaller and smaller. You're seeing less volume, like it's getting closer and closer. Which to me, anybody could tell you this, but it's about to break out. The Bitcoin price action, it can actually do this for weeks. It can really get stagnant. The moving averages can get really close together, like parallel, and then it's kind of signaling for a large move. Nobody can tell you where. There's obviously analysis and indicators that can help you with your educated guess, but you can see that the moves are getting smaller and smaller. Every time it comes to support, it's more likely to break. So are you going to take a random long here? It could work. Don't get me wrong, it could work. And the upside to it, to here is about 9%, and to about here is about 27%, to this moving average is about 14%. And if you're going to use this bottom right here as a stop loss, 4%, and then 9%. So you would be probably break even if you used 1 for 1, if you use this one, or 2 for 1 if you use that one, depending on where your what do you call it, where your stop loss is. The setup that I'm looking for is I'm looking for like a clear bounce on the supports. You can take that. I wouldn't just put like falling knife orders right here just to buy it, because it can keep going down, and that could actually be the break, and we can move a zone down. This is a clear accumulation zone, and we're not sure. With the on-chain, I'm seeing ETFs, Grayscale, they're accumulating a lot of, and even old wallets like HODL wallets are accumulating Bitcoin. So a lot of Bitcoin's being accumulated here. A lot was put back on the markets after being dumped. Then we saw the highest inflow of Bitcoin coming onto markets to be sold. So like this needs to be accumulated by new hands or old holders, whatever, new investors, whatever it may be. There's a lot of coins on the market that need to be reaccumulated. So I'm looking for a move that was something similar like this. This is why I highlighted where, oops, I should have drew it from this way, where we come into the low, we get rejected from this medium area, this high level of interest that I put. And then let me Control Z that. And then we come back down. This would be my long here. And then I would use this as a stop loss, this low right here. So this is the kind of setup that I'm looking for. And then I'll take a long. So if we like peak the support, just, invalidate it quickly, come down. I'll take the long here. And then I'll start unloading here because I don't want to get greedy. And you can see that the bounces are getting a lot less and less juicier, and there's less volume. There's just the spread is getting less and less. You don't want to get caught up in here or confidently, along the bottom, and then it gives out that time. So that's basically what I'm looking at in Bitcoin. Here's the 4-hour as well. So the 4-hour, I was seeing more of a trend, more of a clear price action. So just give me a second, and you can see this as well, that we had, let me get this line perfect. Or was it from the candles? No, I had the perfect line and I had to delete it. Maybe it was like this. Definitely had a lot of them touching, but anyways, you can see that it's very respecting this downtrend right here. With this deviation, of course, where it went to the top of the channel, it almost kind of looks like a descending triangle. And this is the area I was talking about right here. You can see if we go like into the technicals on the 4-hour, like deeper and deeper, like this would have been a short right here, because this is the roof, or what do you call it? Support resistance. Come on, just had the hugest brain fart. But you can use your Fibonacci's, look at the candles, RSI, and then take your short here, use this as a stop loss, or use the next high as a stop loss. Do the same thing here. And I'm waiting for the price to kind of come. Oops, and I screwed that up. I'm waiting for price to kind of come down here. I could take a long. Come here, get rejected, I could take a short, and then see whatever happens from there on. So with Bitcoin, we're kind of just chopping. There's really not much you can do but scalp trade or accumulate long term if that's what your goal is. So let's get into Ethereum. I wanted to touch on Ethereum because Ethereum, there's a lot of things that I'm seeing right now. So first of all, we're breaking this down, which I don't like to see. You have the doji bearish engulfing, you can say right there. We had a lot of buying power, but now it is like reversing. The selling is coming back down. We're actually putting a low for the month. Like I'm pretty sure we put a low for the month either today or yesterday. So that's not looking the greatest. It's literally dumping right now while we're speaking. So what I have a buy setup for Ethereum that I want you guys to take a look at. And this is it right here. So this is the weekly chart for Ethereum. I'm just going to take it on the line candle. And this is like an area that I want to buy because first of all, the Ethereum chart is still in an uptrend on the weekly. It's still in an uptrend. It's still, the moving averages are still bullish. You see, so on Bitcoin, it's looking a little bit differently. But if I take the MSR, like we're still long on the weekly. We got the long signal on 1300, a little bit late, but we're still long. The next buy area would be off this moving average. So I want to find more confluence with taking this position. Like I want to find more confluence on why I should take this long. So I like to go to the line graph and I want to line up some areas of confluence, some support and resistance. So here is the prior all-time high. This is why I really like this point. This is the prior all-time high. And then you can see where I line it up. I'm lining it up with, so this is resistance, and now this is support. You can see that right there. So this is actually being used as support and resistance, like I mentioned earlier, change of polarity. So you have the resistance, support, and then we have one right here as well, just a little bit higher. I want to mark a zone. You can see where we used resistance, support, and this is going to be my take profit area. And this is going to be somewhere in my buy area. So if I go back to the candles, you can see how well that these candles interacted with these lines. So right here is the all-time high. And here you can see how we first rejected from there, and then we used it as a huge support. We dumped hard. This was the first, I don't want to say the first largest pullback because we had a huge pullback, but this was super bullish, bought up very quickly. So we had our one of the larger dumps into the prior all-time high. And I'm not even lying. If you go to the trading view, you can go to my account. I published this Ethereum trade. I published the ETH BTC trade. I sold the ETH BTC. I made 2+, probably more than 2 Bitcoins. That's on the Instagram. That's in the Discord. Like, we've been calling this trade. So you don't need to find or do like thousands of trades or keep looking for trades. Like, look for those good setups. Look for those weekly areas, those weekly like huge buy and sell areas, like prior all-time high. And attest to that. That's like that's an awesome buy. Give me that every day. So we have the chance of actually going back to that area. It might not be as large as a bounce as this one right here. It could even be as small as what I'm thinking, like 35, 40%, but you don't have to take these crazy trades. This is a low risk trade, in my opinion. On the weekly, after a huge dump, this would be assuming that we would be coming down about 70% without any sort of like huge relief bounce. We had one right here, which was about 67%. We had another one here, which was about 40%. So it's not crazy for me to want 30-40% in this area. So I'm thinking that the price can fall down and not only test this moving average, but I'm also looking for like a pierce. You can see these wicks, so I want to get a test and pierce, and depending on when it happens, this moving average could be around here. Like, it could line up perfectly. So now I'll have the prior all-time high, I have the support and resistance, and I have the moving average. That's 3 reasons why I should be taking this long. Also, not only that, on the uptrend, we are actually still bullish. And if you look at the sentiment of the market, a lot of people are bearish and a lot of people are going short. So I don't really mind taking a long against the crowd, because markets don't do what most people think. And if everybody's short, let me go long if I'm seeing a good trade setup. I'm going to try and add more confluence on this. Maybe I could take it from the top. No, I couldn't do that, actually. Yeah, I could do something else. This would put us at 1,000. I'm not liking that. It'll take us from here to there. Okay, that's more in line. So I'm taking my fib, and on an uptrend, you would be doing it from the low. So, like, let's say this low point. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so this low point to this high point. Just to show you on an uptrend, I'd be taking my fibs from A to B, the low to the high, right there. And you can see it came back into the 61.8, bullish engulfing. This was your buy right here. I mean, that's on the weekly. It's easier hindsight. I could say that was your buy, but like, you'd want to break down into smaller time frames. That's just an example of how to use the fibs and candlesticks. So on the opposite side, on the downtrend, I'm taking it from the high point to the low point. So that was my high point. That was my low point. And then this is actually my target. So I could even watch ETH. If it breaks down, I could take the short to my buy target, which is in line with my next fib, actually about 1356. This support and resistance line is about 1400. So I can have buys from 1350 to 1420. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be right on 1400 and it hits like 1401, 1405, and you have that like round psychological number where everybody has their bids at. So like, I can be from anywhere from, like I said, if I actually put the price range. So if I take my buy from here, oh, I don't want to do that. That was an accident. I just started using a MacBook, so I'm clicking different buttons and forgetting what I'm doing. So long position. Yeah, so let's say average out at right in the middle here. My target's right here. The resistance. the next level of interest, in my opinion. And then your stop loss was below that point, that low. So you'd have like a, okay, let me, you can have anywhere from like a 3-to-1 trade to a 5-to-1 trade, taking that entry, taking this trade. And that's a trade I'm going to be taking myself personally. 7% risk, 40% win. You know what I mean? You don't, if you're trading 100 grand and you're losing 7%, at max you want to lose 2-3%. So you would cut your trading balance in half to get that 3.5, or you just cut it in 40% to get a lower number between 2 and 3%. So if I was trading 100 grand and I don't want to lose 7%, I would be probably trading 30 or 40 grand to lose only 2 or 3% on this trade setup, if that makes sense. So very important on your risk management and your lot sizing and things like that. So that's on the weekly. The daily for MSR is still holding as well. So the daily, not only would we still be getting a buy, if we got a wick into the 13, so we said like 1375 would be our entry. So if we got a wick, it would actually still be long on the daily. So MSR is still long on the daily at about 2200. I forgot something and I need to show you guys. So 2200, this is $333, brother. $333 we went long. We're still holding long, looking to break this. Not looking the best, but I could potentially see this playing out where we come here, come down. This is July now, August, test, break up. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I think is very possible. And I haven't sold majority of my cryptocurrency because I think we're going to hit all-time highs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm holding out for this year. So that's pretty much it on Ethereum. But I want to show you guys one more thing on Bitcoin. And I think that this will happen. So Bitcoin is still in a long as well. Oops. Bitcoin is still in a long from 10 grand. So, it's getting very close. It's getting very, very, very close. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. RSI. First of all, the RSI is on a huge, huge, huge trend from 2021. And you can see on a downtrend. And you can see here, let me line, almost perfect. So you can see here, from 2021, the RSI has been on a downtrend. And I'm looking for this to not only break the trend and reverse, but gonna take definitely a long when this happens. So basically if you're following price action and how markets move, this is a clear downtrend. We're setting lower lows and lower highs, and I'm waiting until Bitcoin breaks the RSI, which I'm thinking August. I'm hoping August, September latest, and then retests or something. I'll take my long. I'll obviously be looking at the price as well, and then go back for our bull run and happily ever after. So that's the last thing I wanted to share on Bitcoin. The RSI is on this huge downtrend, and I'm looking for this to break out. When it breaks out, I think we'll see a large move. So that's pretty much it. We started making content on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, like 60-second videos, reels, trending reels, informative ones, and all that great stuff. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. We're doing a lot of traveling, Panama next month, Dubai for a month, in 2 months or 3 months from now. So make sure to follow the journey. We're going to try and give back as much as we can, show you guys what's out there in the world as well. We have a lot of events we're attending. So thank you guys for supporting us. Like I said, don't miss out on that Ethereum trade. Oh, I deleted it, but don't miss out on that Ethereum trade. That's going to be a big one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest.